um, I've come from a very sick childhood. So I had rheumatic fever when I was 7. So I was always sick. So that left me very weak. And then after I had my 2 babies, it sort of went downhill again. And then I started developing a bit of back pain, which came to a crescendo when I had an osteopath put 2 vertebrae out in the year 2000 when the Olympics was on, actually. So she did it over a range of a few days, and I was in complete agony. I couldn't walk. They took me to the hospital. It was during the Olympics and all the doctors were busy. They gave me endone and anti-inflammatories and sent me home to see specialists and whatnot. So it was a downward spiral from there, and it just got worse and worse. Many times I've experienced times where I have not been able to walk, and I was bent over for about 2 or 3. I've had acupuncture, osteopaths appointments, and I had a laminectomy, a massive laminectomy in 2019 because 3 different doctors told me that if I didn't have it, I'd end up in a wheelchair and lose bowel control. And so I thought, yeah, I'll have it. And I thought, oh, the pain was going to go. It improved a little bit, and then it's just still lingered on, so just onward battle. And then a friend of mine who knew I was always in pain, she said, listen, I've got these patches, how about you try them? So she gave me about 5 or 6 Eon patches, and it was a weathered envelope and everything. And she put one on me, and I thought, oh yeah, I can see this is going to do a lot of good.
Yeah.
And then I thought, oh yeah, it seems to be working. Yeah,
sure.
So I was so impressed. I thought, okay. I said, how do you get these patches? She said, oh, from eBay. So I looked on eBay and I couldn't work out how you're supposed to buy these patches. They weren't really available. So then I started doing Google searches. Initially, before I found you, I found another lady in Western Australia. Also, helps people through and all that. I think she was a chiropractor. And then I came across you, and that's when I contacted you, and we went from there.
And the pain, the daily pain level you were experiencing prior to patching, what was that out of 10?
Well, prior to actually getting the patches, it went to a really bad point where it was like 9 or 10. It was like I was crying, and it was like so bad. And I thought, oh, this is never ever going to end. And then when I had the patches, it went down probably to about a 4. And
wow.
Yeah, and I was taking, because I'm very sensitive, I can't take actual medication for pain. They've tried me. I've ended up in hospital. I can't take, I'm very sensitive. And but I used to take things like CBD, CBN, and stuff at night. And then I could take maybe a couple of Panadol at night, half a Valium, and and then during the day I take more CBD and this other stuff called PEA, which is a natural thing. But it was always there, but since I've been on the patches, I haven't been on anything else.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And down to a 4, and I'd actually set my focus on my intention that you could get that 4 to a 0. I mean, that kind of change, because that happened I talked to you, it was within a week. You told me you were down to a 4, right?
Yeah. Sometimes it's even better. Yeah. And but I'm able to function, and I've been able, like before it was just sheer agony, it was horrific. So they diagnosed me with fibromyalgia, and I've also got pudendal neuralgia, which another thing. But so I'm pretty happy.